Hello, and welcome to the Bel-E and Scratch podcast. I am your host, Bel-E.
And I am your co-host, Scratch.
And today, well, not a whole lot happened on my end this past weekend.
Yeah, I was indisposed.
Indeed.
I work a tough job, and I've not taken any time off in about a year.
Mostly because of the panini.
Mostly because of the panini. And really needed it. Really needed some days off and out of town.
Yep. Because here's the thing. Sometimes a vacation doesn't always have to be you spend a week at the mountains or the beach or Las Vegas or whatever. Sometimes you need like a good, solid weekend.
Yeah, if that's
to clear your head.
Just to clear your head.
Yeah.
Give you a different perspective.
Like, I've had inklings of doing that, except I'm too cheap to rent out a hotel, and God help me if I have to hear from the matriarch about me staying in my car overnight at, like, a Love's or a Pilot's.
I don't recommend it, but if you were going to choose a place, one of those travel plazas.
Yes. One of the places where the truckers sleep.
Where the truckers sleep, yeah. Yeah. There's just so much activity. There's so much going on.
True. I don't know. I figured because of the presence of cops, but anyway, let's get back to what your weekend was.
Yeah, well, I just got out of town and, went up to the kind of the Blue Ridge Parkway area, visited some small towns, soaked in some local culture. Everything was a lot busier than I had anticipated so far as the number of people. I didn't, it wasn't overwhelming or anything.
Yeah.
But the numbers were a little higher than I expected, but that's okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't a free-for-all or a madhouse.
Not like a city.
No. We could always, find decent parking.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to grab a room late at night was a bit of an adventure because a lot of the hotels were booked up, and that was the thing that surprised me is we ran into so many places to stay that were just totally booked, and
really.
Mm-hmm. So that kind of threw me off a little bit. I thought housing would be a little bit easier to grab, but
not quite.
So it was pretty cool. Got to I don't know. I mean, there seems to be such a shift in everything economically.
Mm-hmm.
There were definitely probably what had a lot to do with is people just, people been so closed up for the last year and a half.
Yeah.
And then
all of a sudden they just need to get out.
Just need to get out.
Yeah.
Find a way to get out. And that's kind of my situation. I, kind of worked myself into a corner.
Yeah.
And
thankfully, you're getting out of the corner.
Yeah, getting out of the corner.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a lot of reasons not to do it.
Yes.
Money and timing. Even though we planned this months ago. And I had reached a point where we just had to do it.
Mm-hmm.
We just had to do it. I had to have a mental break, or I was going to have a mental break. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, nice little areas.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of bougie stuff.
I figured as much.
Yeah. But not too bad. Not overwhelming.
Good. You actually found a piece of property up there?
Yeah, looking at some property, 2 rivers converging into one.
Ooh.
It was really nice. Big rivers,
Mm-hmm.
pretty good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Picturesque. A lot of big smooth stones in the water,
Yes.
with the sunlight reflecting off of it. It was very nice. And
maybe in like a year or two when the housing market crashes, maybe the price will go down.
Either that or, people just not going to have the money.
Indeed.
So Yeah, a couple of things. There's a lot more kayakers.
Oh yeah, white people.
There's a lot of more kayakers than I thought.
Yeah.
In existence.
Yeah.
You know, people have these boats on their car, and
Oh
yeah. They were everywhere.
Yeah.
Absolutely everywhere. Of course, there's a lot of water up there. There's a lot of rivers up there. I think the part of the Olympic training area is up there.
Really?
Because apparently kayaking is in the Olympics.
I figured.
Summer games, of course.
Yeah, I figured.
So I think part of the training grounds was up there. I think we ran into that. That was interesting.
Hey, it's something.
I think you have to be, especially in these times, you have to. I think a vacation helps keep you focused on what you want to do and what you want to achieve.
Yes.
Kind of have to reward yourself.
Yes.
You can't have your nose to the grindstone all the time.
Yeah, you can only do that for so long.
Yeah. So it's good to take some time off and get out of town.
Yeah.
Go to a place that you really enjoy.
Yeah.
Not that you don't enjoy where you come from, but you can get into a routine.
Pretty much.
And routines can be saving. They can also be damaging if they become, mine was starting to turn into a negative direction, and I really didn't. I really didn't like where I was mentally.
No, I get that. The end of my warehouse job, I was kind of in that mode, and then plummeted at the massage parlor. But no, I understand what you mean. A routine, basically getting to the point where you're kind of going stir crazy. You're stuck in a rut.
Yeah. So a lot of trees, a lot of forest.
Mm-hmm.
I have to admit, I was looking for a Bigfoot, and
dude, that's out west.
No.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was Washington State where Bigfoot was spotted.
There have been sightings all over the United States.
Oh, except in the desert, of course.
Yeah, only in heavily wooded areas.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, hey, was that a shadow?
Yeah.
While you're driving down the road.
Look, I'm not saying Bigfoot doesn't exist. Like, I'm not. Here's the. This is where I'm gonna go.
Where's this? You're doing the setup, right?
The aliens thing. Yeah. Yeah. No. This isn't one of those things where I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens.
No.
No, I'm not saying that Bigfoot doesn't exist, but I will admit I do believe there is something.
There's something out there,
especially in West Virginia or Virginia in general.
When you get into those really heavily wooded mountainous areas.
Yes, there's something up there.
Well,
like,
I mean,
that's what cryptids are for, like Mothman.
These things even go back into Native American folklore.
Yeah.
Prior to the arrival of Europeans.
Yes.
They have stories about
something
out there.
Something that they knew not to go and fuck with.
And the only experience I had, and I'm fully willing to admit that this may have all been in my head.
Sure.
When you're just me and the matriarch, we just like to get in the vehicle and turn left.
Yeah.
Kind of have a general idea where we're headed. We don't always operate by a specific plan or itinerary.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should. Maybe you're better off. I don't know.
Maybe some people prefer one over the other.
But it's just something we enjoy to do, to get lost on these back roads and small towns.
Mm-hmm.
And, so, you're constantly taking, you should have been, we need to go west, and you took a turn to go east. So there's this, there's a level of turning around.
Yeah.
Plus the terrain and the highways are all new to us. We haven't been up there in this area probably good 20, 25 years at least.
Something like that.
Like that, yeah. And so we were in the middle of where the couple of highways connect, in the middle of the trees and mountains, and we were turning around, and I was driving.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I hit this really strong scent, the smell.
Mm-hmm.
It was something that I had never come into contact with before.
Mm-hmm.
And I've smelled some pretty bad smells in my life.
Yeah.
And it was really bad. And the first thing that went through my mind was...
Paper factory?
No, it wasn't a paper factory. I know what a paper factory smells like.
Ugh.
There's a lot of ammonia in paper factory smell.
Yes.
And so this scent hit me, and it was like a fog. It literally was like a fog. And so I started looking around for something dead on the side of the road because it smelled like it was dead and big. It had to for this very, very, very strong scent. I just assumed
that it was something that was dead.
Something dead,
like a dead bear,
like a dead bear, or a dead deer. It could have been a horse for all I know. I mean, it was just whatever it was. It was something big.
Yeah.
And because the scent was overpowering. And
couldn't find anything.
I looked around. I didn't see anything, and then I looked up, and I didn't see any birds circling. Which that was odd. Now, like I said, I want to believe in Bigfoot. Who doesn't? I think it would just be trippy.
Sure.
To find such an animal when science has proven that it doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These, cryptozoologist type of thing.
It's that whole thing of, it's like magic's not real, and I'm like, well, stuff happens.
Stuff happens.
That's beyond the explanation of science. We just haven't found a way to quantify it yet.
Yeah.
Anyway. So
that was odd. And I thought, and then when I thought, well, because I'm letting my mind wander, and I'm driving. I'm like, oh, what if it is a Bigfoot?
Yeah, of course.
And then what the term they use for the real smelly Bigfoots are called skunk apes. I thought, well, maybe it was a skunk ape. I don't know. But it really was kind of neat. But it was just this really, really strong, overpowering aroma. And
then there weren't birds. There were no buzzards.
I didn't see any buzzards. I didn't see any buzzards.
No carrion.
No carrion. Usually no birds, no body.
Yeah.
Is what I've heard.
Yeah.
That's how they're looking for somebody that's dead.
Yeah, they find.
Or they think it's dead, could be dead.
They search for circling birds.
They search for circling birds. But I didn't see any circling birds.
Interesting.
So.
Well, I'm glad you guys had fun.
Yeah, we did.
Like, genuinely so.
Yeah.
Got
to play in a river and got to ride a train. That was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
Trains.
Yeah. Well, you can let somebody else do the driving while you just sit there.
And pass out.
So, took a lot of pictures.
Good.
Had a good time.
Good. Yeah.
So,
my weekend was slightly more eventful. I wouldn't say it was peaceful per se, but it's definitely eventful.
Yeah.
Because, all right, so you guys leave on, Friday early afternoon. Something like that.
Thursday.
Or, Thursday afternoon.
Yeah.
So, all that really happened that day, just me going to, my dance practice and all that. And then, about Friday, at some point, when I got home Thursday night and Friday morning, I had realized that outside of the neighborhood, where that back road is, I think someone had burned a car for insurance money.
What? Burned a car?
Yeah.
There was a car on fire?
I started to leave, going to practice. There was this old jalopy.
Was it on the road?
It was kind of on that curve next to the road.
But it wasn't in anybody's yard.
No, it wasn't in anyone's yard next to it was just next to the trees, wasn't on anyone's property. It was just on that bend next to the road when you exit our neighborhood.
Was it engulfed in flames?
It wasn't engulfed in flames. It just looked old and beat up. There was a tire missing. There was some holes in the side. Didn't look like bullet holes, because I know what those look like. Just holes from some kind of damage.
Right.
It was rusted in places. It looked like it was beat to hell.
And smoldering?
No. That was when I came back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when the cops were here.
So the cops were around it when you came back?
Yeah, and I was just trying to needle my way into my neighborhood. Like, I live here. That's my house. I didn't do it. I have an alibi. 5 other people saw me earlier this evening.
Exactly.
So, no, anytime I see something like, someone set a car on fire, I'm just like, this area's not dangerous enough for that level of vandalism. That's probably like a fraud, insurance fraud.
Insurance fraud.
Yeah, something like that.
Trying to resurrect an old vehicle.
Yeah.
Driving down the road and it caught on fire. That's highly possible in this area too.
Yeah, this area's not dangerous enough to where, just some punks would just set a car on fire just for the lulls, you know? It's not that type of area, so I have to, imagine, probably some kind of insurance or car got set, because, car gets set on fire. What else is there?
Well, I don't know. I did have an experience like that one time about 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I was doing a job in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
And I was working at a hospital down in the hood, as it was put to me by the people that work there.
Yeah.
And so you couldn't find anything to stay local.
Yeah.
So everybody, the housing that was obtained by the company that I worked for was just over the line in
the other county,
Virginia.
Oh, okay.
So you would have to stay, and it was a straight shot. It was about a 20 or 30-minute drive.
Okay, that's something.
Down the Washington, D.C. Beltway, which is one of the most dangerous tracks of road I have ever been on in my life.
Oh.
And I mean, you are taking your life into your hands when you go on that D.C. Beltway. Because it is, we talk about NASCAR. Oh, man, friggin'.
You couldn't even do...
Everybody's doing at least 80. Literally.
You couldn't even do the whole thing where you stick to 60 in the far right lane.
Oh, you'd get killed if you tried to drive 60 up there. You would. It was crazy.
It was like the Autobahn.
Yeah, like the Autobahn. And just weaving in and out through traffic. It was a choreographed chaos is basically what it was.
Ugh.
Yeah. But anyway, so one day... I was staying in we were staying in a, one of those rooms with a kitchenette that you can rent week at a time or a month at a time.
Yeah.
And so we had rented a car to drive back and forth. The company rented us a car so we could drive back and forth from the room to where we were working. And I took a wrong turn and ended up down in the, I guess, what would be known as the projects. And I remember seeing it a couple blocks up because I kind of knew where I was, but I knew I had to drive. I knew I was I missed a turn.
You were in the wrong neighborhood.
I was definitely in the wrong neighborhood.
Yeah.
So up on my left, a couple blocks up, I see smoke. And the closer I got, I see fire. And the closer I got, I see that it's a car on fire. And I mean, it's on fire.
Yes.
Okay. Flames, burning up, black smoke coming off of it.
It was fire.
And the most surreal thing was, there's these...
Let me guess, no one cared?
Wait a minute.
Okay.
There wasn't anybody there to care. On both sides of the street, it was a two-way street, 2 lanes. And on both sides, it was green grass and sidewalks. And these 2-story brick buildings that were the housing, facilities, whatever. No steel, all brick, roof,
Yeah.
And there wasn't anybody outside.
Nobody.
There was nobody. There was nobody. It was about, what shift was I working? It was probably about 6:30 in the morning.
That'll do it.
That'll do it. And I just remember.
Excuse me.
I just remember drive. I didn't speed up and I didn't slow down. I didn't stop. I didn't see anybody in the car. I didn't see anybody laying on the ground outside of the car.
You just knew the car was on fire.
I just knew the car was on fire. And I remember looking around, and I know that if something like that happened in any neighborhood I've ever lived in.
The cops would be in there.
Well, I'm not saying just the cops, but people would be outside.
Pointing at it and talking
about it.
Yeah, talking amongst themselves. But
wasn't anybody out there.
Yeah.
Wasn't anybody out there. And
yeah,
that's what spooked me. I was like, I want to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Man. So
yeah, everyone decided that ain't none of my business.
Ain't none of my business,
and left.
So I left too.
Yeah, that phrase "ain't none of my business" has actually become a little bit of a slogan for myself nowadays. A little mantra for myself nowadays. Strangely enough, first it was like the lady that pulled up her top in front of God and everybody in the plaza in our town, where I went, ain't none of my business,
right.
And went on my way.
Right.
I've started to do these delivery services just to make gas money and to get my name out there as a personal trainer, which I surprisingly like.
Cool.
But the two things I want to mention about that is, with these delivery services, obviously as the delivery person, that what ain't none of your business what these people order.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Oh,
yeah, sure.
So if they get something crazy, I don't mean crazies in quantity, but they'll have, like, on the app, they'll have stuff like, what they ordered.
Right.
And, I remember getting a hold of something that I thought was very peculiar, like, there was this one place where, it was like a breakfast, it was like a breakfast restaurant, you know, and they ordered tacos.
Okay.
And this place didn't have tacos anywhere on their menu.
Yeah.
That was the house that tipped me like almost $15 too.
So the tacos weren't on the
menu because I looked, because I was like,
but
hey,
they made tacos for these people.
Yes.
And you delivered them.
Yes. And that's when I said, ain't none of my business. I dropped it off at their doorstep and left.
Tacos from a breakfast restaurant.
That weren't on their menu. It'd be one thing if it were on their menu.
That's interesting.
Yes. It'd be one thing if they're on their menu. I'm not saying it was illegal or illicit, but I'm just saying ain't none of my business.
Huh. You know, I read a number of articles about all these, these menu secret hacks, menu hacks. That's this, these big name, chains.
Yeah. Honestly and truly, from my experience, from what I've been told, a lot of the quote-unquote secret menu stuff is just what the employees make for themselves, because they have access to all of the things.
Oh, I can remember doing that. I worked in a couple of restaurants long time ago.
Yeah, and you'd make yourself like a Chicken King Deluxe with extra whatever you wanted because you had the kitchen key.
Yeah, you had the whole kitchen to yourself.
You could make your own lunch.
You make whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to do that a lot. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm just like, I'm not saying that's 100% true that it's just what the employees make. I'm sure there are actual places with an actual secret menu that you have to know a guy to even know what to order, Right. But I suppose that...
Well, that's interesting because, if you have something that's like a taco, there's a very specific set of ingredients that is like a taco shell.
Yeah.
You don't use that to do anything else.
No, not unless it's a tortilla.
Yeah.
If you want soft tacos, but
as a rule of thumb,
if you want hard shell, that's something specific.
That's
That's
it's not only
specialized.
it's not only that they would have it on their secret menu, is that they would have the ingredients to make certain things in there that are not on the original menu to start with.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, like I said, ain't none of my business. I'm not saying I was delivering anything illegal without my knowledge or consent,
Sure.
but it ain't none of my business.
Tacos. Wink.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, none of my business. None of my business.
I always think about that. This happens every now and then.
Yeah.
They'll bust somebody that's working through one of the major hamburger chains.
Yeah.
And they're selling weed through the drive-through windows.
Tell me something I don't know.
That's just so crazy. I mean,
my main question is where are these restaurants? I want one.
It's like, where are your parents, young man?
Yeah, I know.
No, I mean,
it's like, oh my God, how awful. Let me, tell me where these restaurants are so I can give them a piece of my mind. Wink.
Wink.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like
I'll have with that double cheese fat burger. I'll have a salad.
Uh-huh.
I mean, wink.
Wink.
What's the code for buying weed through a drive-through window?
I would like a double-decker Baconator with a Cheech and Chong wink.
With a side of Cheech and Chong.
Yes. I would like the $40 version of that, please.
I have cash.
I have cash. Thank you. Thank you so much.
That might be the tip-off right there.
Yeah.
I got cash.
Yeah.
I just wonder what you do with these people. I mean, obviously, you get arrested, I guess.
Sure, but I'm just like, yeah, well, obviously, if it's in places where, it's not 100% legal, or if it's, if the electric lettuce is only for recreational and not for public use.
Right. I mean,
obviously, you got to get arrested.
I mean, how do you offer your services in that situation?
I don't know.
Like a conversation between an undercover police officer and a prostitute on the street,
I don't know.
They're using all these euphemisms about what service you're trying to ask for.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just
that
like,
sort of thing.
Yeah, and I'm just like, what? Because here's the thing, spotting that whole prostitute thing. I'm not saying it's easy, but in some circumstances, it's a hell of a lot easier than trying to track down some drug dealer at a fast food restaurant who you gotta specifically ask for a Cheech and Chong $40 edition. Just be able to get anything out of them.
And then there were I read every now and then, and then this is the other part.
Mm-hmm.
Crooks aren't too smart.
No.
And I read where, at least once or twice where the person got busted because they put the weed in the wrong bag. Now imagine that.
Okay, that makes more sense. Because I'm just like, how the
Hey, honey, did we get the whole order? Well, there's 3 cheeseburgers and 2 large orders of fries.
And we got a doobie.
And there is a baggie of, Christmas trees in here.
Uh-huh.
So, it's, that to me, I mean, obviously, you're dealing with somebody who's not making the best life choices.
Sure.
So they're probably under the influence of something anyway.
Yes.
And then to put their product in the wrong bag.
Yeah, that's when I'm like, dude.
It's like a traditional nuclear family driving down the road.
It's always the traditional nuclear family.
And then all of a sudden there's a dime bag in the bottom. You're like, what the heck? Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, honestly and truly, I don't know. I don't know. I always had the impression of, if you're going to do something like that, do it sober. So you don't fuck up and make a mistake. Help. You know what I mean?
Right.
Is that thing still on?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, so someone burned a car for insurance. Tried to donate my plasma, and they said, well, you donated blood about a month or so ago, so you can't do that again. I'm like, come on!
Yeah.
Then I got drunk with some pirates.
Drunk with pirates.
Yeah, there is a local medieval themed tavern about 20 minutes away from here. Going that way.
Yep.
And it was Pirate Day.
Pirate Day.
Yes. Everyone had to show up dressed like a pirate. And here's the thing, pirate is not exactly in my repertoire.
No.
My wardrobe, so I did the best that I could.
Sure.
And when I got there, and everyone is just decked out. Like, I was underdressed.
They all look like the pirate from SpongeBob.
I would say, no, actually, I would say these are, like, more put together people, attention to detail more akin to, like, Jack Sparrow.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Saint Jack. Praying to Saint Jack. Whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was surprisingly no one dressed as Jack Sparrow. They just had that level of detail about it.
Okay.
Like things in their hair, things on their person, and like everyone had some kind of compass and not telescope, spyglass, etc. And I'm like,
all right,
guys, you fucking nerds.
Did anybody have a sword?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, really?
I didn't bring it into the restaurant because it's real, but there were people with swords.
All right.
Seriously, I was like, someone fight me. I have a sword.
Swashbucklers.
Yes, they had, obviously there were people who had daggers and cutlasses, and I'm like, I have a scimitar.
Yeah, and a mutiny breaks out.
Yeah, and I'm like, hey, anyone want to fight me? I got a sword.
Yeah.
It's bigger than all of y'all's.
Which one did you take? Which one did you take?
It was my scimitar, the only one I had.
Oh, that one.
Yes, the dancing sword.
Yeah.
No, I didn't take a katana because that was too out of scene, and plus none of my katanas are real swords anyway. They're more decorative.
Right.
I didn't take the William Wallace bastard sword because, again, didn't fit the aesthetic.
You could have been a Viking pirate.
There were surprisingly no Vikings.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a type of pirate.
That is a form of pirate. That is a northern pirate. Yeah.
They just want to be traditional.
I guess. Because
former,
like, English.
Privateers.
Privateers, buccaneers, Pirates of the Caribbean. No one wants to be a Somalian pirate. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
No one wants to be a Somalian pirate where you're just
shorts and
shorts and
shirt.
AK-47.
AK-47.
Yeah, that's it.
That's not even fair.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's not even an outfit. That's just like
it's cultural appropriation on our end.
Indeed. So that was actually kind of fun. I got to talking with some good friends of mine. And God help you if you do shots at this place.
Really?
Yes. Because the lady that runs the joint, she owns the bar, she owns the D&D store next to that, and she owns the ice cream shop next to that, she owns the general goods store next to that.
Wow.
Yes.
All right.
And one of these days I'm going to introduce her to come see me at the training because she needs it.
Probably.
You want to talk about someone who's 300 pounds over there? Yeah. Over what the... Yeah. That's her.
Width is the same as the height.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's
she's
really...
She's a nice...
That's cool.
Yeah, she's a smart business owner because she owns 3 to 4 separate businesses on the same street.
Yeah, there are different levels of unhealthiness, and that is extremely
unhealthy. So
to be that wide.
So one of these days, I want to be like, hey, look, you want to live long enough?
Yeah.
To basically own this town, own this whole street? Come see me.
Yeah.
Because I'll be like, look, you pay a little now and live longer, or you going to pay a lot later
you
and
could even
lose
do
it
a
all.
D&D theme.
Yeah.
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 During your training.
Yeah. I even had the idea of, if I get any D&D nerds.
Your biceps will burn like the fires of Mordor.
Well, not just
Once
that.
those nerds get off on that.
Yeah, something like that. I've actually seen some stuff where people will use mace, not like a spiked mace, but like a ball on a stick.
Yeah.
Like a mace during training. I've seen some of that. I've actually found a video on the internet, something about shield warrior exercises where you're picking up basically a 50-pound plate and doing stuff with it, you know.
Right.
So I was like, fucking nerds, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
And then I had the idea of, like, I would have a list of about 20 different exercises, and I'd make them bring their own dice, and they roll their own D20 to see what they get to do.
That's cool. That's
kind of in the same vein as the HIT CrossFit program, you know? It's kind of in the same vein a little bit, but I like to add elements of randomness.
Could also determine the number of reps.
Exactly. Ooh, I might have a separate dice for that, like a D12.
Yeah. So we used to do that with like a deck of cards. It's like,
really?
Yeah, it's like.
So this ain't a new concept.
Well, I'll tell you what we did. You tell me.
Okay.
We'd get a deck of cards. You know, kind of trying to break up the monotony of training.
Yeah, I get it.
And shuffle the cards, and then each aces were 11. Yeah. Face cards were 10.
Yes.
And then the numbers on down. Something like that.
Yeah. And
then you would throw a card down, and whatever the number was how many you do.
Yeah.
And then you throw another card down, it's however many you do. And the goal was to get through the entire deck.
Oh.
So it was like so let's just say push-ups. Okay, bang, throw a card down, and it's 2 of clubs. So you get down, you do 2 push-ups. Mm-hmm. You get back up. And you throw a card down, and it's a jack of hearts. You get down and do 10 push-ups. And the goal was to get through the entire deck. So
I might actually incorporate that, because I'm willing to bet sooner or later I'm going to find somebody who is a training madman who just wants someone to break up the monotony for them and hold them accountable.
Yeah.
You know,
that's got a lot to do with it, actually.
Yeah, so
that's a big part of it.
So I might actually be like, all right, because here's the thing. My whole style is I am not going to work out with you.
Right.
Here's the thing. I can work out a little bit with somebody, but if they want to do it as a competition, that's not me.
Right.
You want to do that, you got to talk to the guy that trained me, because he will do that whole thing where you train together and it's a competition of who can, go the hardest, the fastest for the whole hour,
Right.
Who breaks first, last man standing. That's not how I do it.
Ooh.
I don't do that. I'm not that type of person.
Right.
But what I can do is take what your idea is with the deck of cards and mix it with the D20.
Sure.
Where the card will determine, like, how many reps, but the dice will determine the move.
Sure.
Make sense?
Yeah. And it would definitely be something that you would want to, I would imagine, start somebody and get them used to the exercises and the rep scheme.
Yeah.
And then, as time goes on, maybe incorporate something like that.
Yeah.
Kind of gives it a little air of mystery.
Sure.
Breaks up the monotony. 12 on this and 15 on that.
Yeah.
And 3 sets of 5 on this. That sort of thing.
Yeah. My whole thing is just, this would definitely be more for the people who are just, like, they're already in shape. They're just wanting a challenge. And I'll be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, some people, it's just like, like I said, I was raised by authoritative people, so I work well being told what to do.
Yes.
I mean, I am of independent mind, and I can find
my
own way, but I do respond well to that because I was kind of raised.
No, I understand that. No, I understand that.
So there are people that they just need somebody to tell them to do it.
Yeah.
And hold them accountable.
Sure.
That's a big thing.
And I've actually discovered that I like being a personal trainer. Like, this is the first job where I'm just excited to go to it.
That's cool.
You know?
It's really cool.
Because obviously I was excited when I first did my first retail job, because it's all brand new and shiny, and I never had a job like that before. Was less excited with the warehouse job, even though I ended up being one of their pillars.
Sure. To
the point where they're not operating at all cylinders because I left.
That'll happen.
The massage parlor, I want that place to burn to the ground. And thanks to a nifty article in USA Today, they might.
That's a big paper.
Yeah, that's a big paper.
That's a nationwide paper, and they're on the front page.
Yeah, they made the front page. And when my friend showed me, he was like at a gas station that was at my old workplace at the warehouse, and he saw that. And when he sent me that picture, I laughed. Because here's the thing, I try not to delight in the misfortune of others. I tend to believe that will curse people in a way that I have. Don't delight in other people's misfortune. Unless it's justified.
Was that
Schadenfreude?
Schadenfreude.
Yeah. I don't believe in constantly engaging Schadenfreude, but a little bit of it.
Well, I think
it's healthy.
I think some of it is natural.
Some of it is natural. Otherwise, why would there be a word? Why would there be a word for it?
You know, obviously it can have a negative outcome.
Sure.
Delight in the misery of others. It's kind of like, well, you know, people engage in it all the time.
Oh, I know.
There's no difference of like these...
like comics who do self-depreciating humor.
That and these video shows that, you know, show...
Like America's Funniest, Home Videos, Jackass.
Well, Jackass, those guys are... Well, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
They're doing it to themselves.
They're doing it to themselves, which kind of makes it okay.
Yeah, and they're laughing at themselves. Yeah. And honestly, at this point, I'm trying to figure out. I'm actually trying to figure out which one. I'm taking bets with myself of which members of the Jackass cast is going to be the last one standing. Yeah. Because it's not going to be Bam Margera.
I don't think so.
Johnny Knoxville, maybe.
Probably.
Because mostly just, he's a mountain guy.
Yeah, he's a rugged guy.
He is from, like, I think he's actually from, he's from, I think, the North Carolina mountains.
Really?
I think.
Oh, yeah, like Appalachia?
He's from, like, Appalachia. Right, so he's just going to be too stubborn to die. Yeah. Johnny Knoxville is just going to be too stubborn to die.
And if, you know, Steve-O, if he can't find something dumb enough.
You know, he actually got clean. Steve-O got clean.
I heard
so
that.
He also has a pretty good shot at living longer.
Yeah. You know what's so crazy?
What?
Is if those guys like pass through something completely benign.
Yes.
You know, it's like hit by a shopping cart in a mall. You know?
Okay, no. Here's the thing. If,
you know what I'm saying?
If one of them was hit by a shopping cart at the mall, you would go, yeah.
But, you know, just something really dumb, something really simple, and I'm not to make light of death or anything.
No. But
you know, these guys survived all this stuff.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden...
all of a sudden they're just like sneeze in the kitchen. They open the cabinet door to get a cup out and sneeze and hit their head
and then
on the counter, and then they're out.
That's it.
And that's it. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
I saw that guy shoot a grenade launcher out of his bunghole, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But
those guys.
Yeah, those guys. So I actually felt kind of felt kind of validated once that USA Today new front page picture popped up, because I was like, I knew I made the right decision.
Man, that's
because here's the thing.
That's tough.
Yeah, if for somehow, some way, I was still in that job when I saw that picture.
Right.
I would immediately be jumping ship.
Yeah.
Like, there wouldn't be a 2-week notice. There wouldn't have been a 1-week notice like I gave. There would have been a, I'm not showing up tomorrow
Yeah, we'll be here tomorrow.
notice. Yeah.
I'm sick.
Yeah, I'm sick.
For a month.
Forever. I got the beer flu.
Right.
Yeah.
A case of the beer flu. Ha, 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 ha.
Shut the fuck up.
All right.
Anyway, so, yeah, I felt validated by that. I felt validated by that news article, which I can't read it.
Really?
Yes, I'm not going to have to go to, like, the library to find their periodical section, because every time I try to get onto the internet to look at it at the USA Today website, they just want to make me sign up for their membership so I can read the article, and I'm like, man, go fuck yourself. I'm trying to read something.
Yeah, you'll have to. Surely that article was pushed into other publications.
Yeah, I had to. And don't call me Shirley.
Yeah. All right.
That's some old-timey humor.
Old-timey humor. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. What did it say? Abuse allegation?
It was,
a massage?
Well,
all right.
It was, hang on. Where's my phone? I have it still on my phone. I probably should make this like my phone backdrop for the... I'm probably not going to, but the thought is nice. Alright, where is it? Alright, that's the thing. Oh, Doctor Who's getting a new showrunner.
Oh, really?
Thank God. You know the 9th and the 10th Doctor, David Tennant and Chris Eccleston?
Yeah.
They're getting that guy back.
Oh, okay.
Who, here's the thing. I'm just gonna tell you right now, he can't do a worse job.
Can't do a worse job.
Yes.
Yeah,
they fuck the whole thing up.
It's crazy how they create something that gets away from their base audience.
Yes.
Trying to recruit new members.
Yeah. And it just doesn't work.
It doesn't work, and they
fuck the original formula.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. It's not because of the politics. It's not because of the politics. It's the shitty writing, you know? Like, I can stomach politics, even if I don't agree with them, if the writing is good.
Well, they start with an agenda and then write the story. And
you can't do that.
You can't do that. You can't do that. It's
very
rare.
Rare someone can do that and get away with it. The headline... Spa chain dogged by assault complaints. Assault complaints.
All right.
And it shows a picture of the chain.
Of the front door.
Of the front door. Not my front door.
No.
Not the front door of the place I used to be at, but somebody's front door.
Man.
Yeah. Yeah, man, if I had seen...
assault?
Assaults can mean so many beautiful things, and all of them are ugly too.
Yes.
It can mean so much.
It could.
I think batteries when you verbally threaten someone. I think that's what battery is.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. Let's put this in perspective. Battery. When people say assault and battery,
yeah.
If I remember correctly, battery is if you verbally threaten somebody. So it's from the speech, meaning you have yet to carry it out. Assault means you actually did the thing.
Or the alleged thing that you're being accused of, right?
Well, it doesn't say alleged assault complaints. So I'm going to assume there's some reality to this situation.
Something.
And I'm like, oh, if this doesn't get this thing shut down, I don't know what will. Well, maybe like some kind of expose on TMZ where they send somebody in there to like, something that's been reviewed poorly over the past several months, and then they come out and it's like, oh, it's this person that's doing it at this location, and And they hang that guy out to dry, and it's like, come on, man. But anyway, I actually do feel for the people who work at this massage chain who, who enjoy their job and love what they do and are good at what they do. I do feel for those people when I saw that. That doesn't stop my ego from going, yes, retribution.
Actually, looking at it, it says that battery is the part of actually causing physical harm.
Fuck.
So, kind of got it backwards. I think you alleged assault.
Sure.
And if it's proven it's battery, I don't know.
I don't know either. All I know is that that's still a pretty hard claim.
In a place that does massages.
Yes.
I mean,
that can go wrong so quickly.
That can be many, and have it applied to the staff.
Uh-huh.
And to be a large enough number of
to make headline news.
Incidents to make, national news.
Yes, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing that got me. It wasn't just like, something you hear about on, the Facebooks or, on like a review site.
Right.
It's another thing to be, the chain on the line on national news.
Yeah. That's going to bring in state and federal authorities.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you really don't want to deal with that.
No, you don't. You don't fuck with the feds.
Don't screw with the feds. Love them or hate them, don't screw with them.
Don't fuck with the feds.
Because they'll make an example out of you, and, if there's then the whole thing, is like, especially politicians,
mm-hmm.
They'll take...
What the hell was that?
Hurricane.
Oh.
Yeah. Anything to get news, they'll grab it and run with it.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, it could be, are they knucking it out in the parking lot? Are they slapping you around? I mean, maybe if you walk in and they're wearing some leather.
Yeah.
Some black leather and some buckle boots. Maybe you should turn around and leave.
Sure, I don't know.
Are they massaging areas that you have deemed as off limits?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Or there's somebody complaining because they got too rough with them or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to track down an actual physical paper. Because I keep trying to click on the actual news article. It's like, you have to be a subscriber with us to read this content. And I'm like, man, fuck you and your subscriptions. Find another way to make money. I want to be vindicated or validated.
I would imagine that it would be more. I would imagine that it would be more physical than sexual, because something sexual would blow up
like crazy,
especially.
I don't know. There was another USA article talking about the branches over in Arizona doing the sexual assault thing within the same 2-day time frame.
Maybe that's where it's coming from.
Yeah, maybe. And I'm like, stop being evil, or stop being stupid.
Stupid and evil.
Yeah. Both.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so
people get a little carried away.
Oh, I know.
I don't know what it is about people that whatever it is about you, not you, but people out there
in general
that makes you think you can take advantage of another person. I don't understand that thought process at all. I really don't. I wasn't raised that way.
I don't know.
I just it's like where are you coming from with this?
Mm-hmm.
This stranger. Are you robbing them? This is just for your own personal sickness. It's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. It really is.
Yeah, I don't know where that comes from. And honestly, in the end, it's going to curse you too.
Oh, yeah.
Because eventually, at some point at the end, you're just going to drive everyone away from you, and you'll have no one.
Yeah, that, and, if you want to be a predator, I'm not going to say good luck, but I'd knock it off. Okay, because if you're free, per se, you're not in jail or anything, and you act like a predator, you are going to get put in a place
Yes.
where
they're going to be among others.
Professional predators.
Yes.
Okay. And you're in over your head.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Yeah, don't mess with those folk.
Don't mess with those folk. Okay. They got, So
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
I
People,
don't either.
they don't have any concept of consequentialism.
I don't know. Maybe some part of it is just impulsiveness to an extent.
Right. Get rid of that.
Yeah, just put it right there. But detracting from that, I like being a personal trainer. I want more clients.
You're getting there.
I commit to getting more clients. I got like one person inside of 3 weeks. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Well, you just got to build.
True. And it's not like I'm, asking Sherry or anybody who works there.
Right.
If I can borrow money, like, can I have an advance on my paycheck?
No.
So I'm just like, I'm telling her, like, I'm doing my best. I'm getting people's numbers, but if everyone's like, oh, I'm on the road. Oh, I live too far away. Oh, I've got a family. I don't have time. And I'm like, well, then why? I told you I was a trainer. You said you want to train with me, and now all of a sudden you can't make time. What?
Oh, yeah, you're going to run into that. There's a lot of people that want a solution to their problem, but
they don't want to do it.
Well, they, I think part of it is you can see a problem on the horizon.
Yes.
Unfortunately, in Western culture, in my opinion, from my observation, people don't get serious about something until it's trying to kill them.
Yeah, this is true.
Where Eastern culture is more preventative.
Yes.
We here in Western culture.
Yeah, in the Western culture, we listen to the cure.
Right.
In Eastern culture, they listen to the prevention.
Right.
And I mean the band.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, I mean, and the thing about it is, you keep planting that seed.
Yes.
And
oh, I am. I'm like every weekday, every day except
of people that said, "Hey, I think I'd like a trainer," and then all of a sudden, I live too far. I got this thing. Keep them on a list.
I am.
You want to make contact.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Once a month, once every 2 months, once every 3 months, something like that.
No, there's a procedure for this. Yeah.
Just stay on the radar.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing? Just letting you know. Or if you have any specials, come down the pipe or anything like that.
Well, that's the other thing is our ratings are reduced because of the panini, and of course we offer split payments, and we offer, it's like, hey, you want to bring somebody else in and have them foot half the bill,
right? Or
if you want to bring another person in, they'll do third the bill, and et cetera,
right? Right.
So, there is workarounds, but nobody except for the one person who she's my friend, and she used to train like crazy, but then the panini happened, and she was on her butt for like 4 or 5 months in 12-hour shifts, just scanning people at the hospital. That was all she did.
Right.
No working out, no activity, nothing.
Right.
So she came to me, and she's like, she needs to get back into shape. I'm like, okay, I can do that.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for, and I enjoy it. Yeah, this is actually something that I wasn't sure I was going to like. I mean, obviously, the aspect of telling people what to do, I feel like I would enjoy that regardless.
Sure.
Because I'm built that way.
Right.
But then, I started to train the one client I had and realize I like this.
That's cool.
That'll
make all the difference right there.
Yeah, exactly. The fact that I enjoy it.
You enjoy it. Yeah.
Yes. It's not like retail or the warehouse job or the allegation field building. I actually like this job. And that's why I'm upset why I can't do it more.
You will.
I know.
I think you're doing, as long as you continue to put yourself, like I said, it's just numbers. You
I know. I'm still like handing out flyers. I'm still talking to people, because some people around here, they're gonna find me, because I keep, what I keep doing is, hang on. I have these flyers with my business number, and it's like 20% off of the package that you get on top of the reduced rating.
Right.
And I keep going to, like, parking lots and parking garages and finding the rich people cars. The Ferraris, the GTs, the Corvettes, not Pontiac, Porsche, Teslas.
Right.
And I keep putting my flyers on them.
Right.
Obviously I put the flyers on everybody else, but those guys especially because they can afford the training too.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, someone's going to hit me up.
Yeah.
Someone's going to do it.
You're going to get told, especially in the beginning, you're going to get told no more than told yes.
But that's fine, because if this was something that I wasn't passionate about, I would currently I would currently be trying to find the next thing.
Right.
I'm not trying to find the next thing.
Right. I think that's why, and of no fault of your own.
Yeah.
They always say, when you're transitioning to something like that, always keep your quote unquote day job.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I just couldn't keep my day job because
they tried to kill you.
My ex ran off with my best friend, I think.
Yeah.
My ex-best friend.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I know, and I'm just like... I mean, obviously the feelings of still wanting to throw a toaster at his face are there, and they're probably going to be there for a while.
Probably.
Because I feel that that's justified when something like that comes to a head. But I'm just like, you know what? I'm just... because for the longest time, for a couple of weeks after that had happened, I was like, I'm going to become so rich and famous, and I'm going to buy out that massage chain and then just fire you all, put you all on a blacklist where you can only work at, like, a drive-through. Right. Now I'm just like, especially that USA Today article that came through. Now I'm just like, I'm gonna let God handle this. This is none of my business. I've already cut ties with everyone involved in that situation. I'm not hearing from them. I'm not in contact with any of these people. I don't live in the same vicinity as them, thank God.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let whatever's gonna happen.
Well, I mean, there's normal interactions that take place in relationships between people.
Sure.
But, you don't want to be a part of a dynamic like that.
No.
It's one thing to break up with somebody. It's another thing for, possibility of your ex and your good friend to end up together. That's dirty pool. It just really is,
Yeah. Like I said, they knew each other for about a year and a half before I came along, and that's fine. But like I said, I don't know what changed after we came from the Tennessee trip.
I'm telling you.
Where I'm just like...
You allowed him to verbalize it, and once he did, it was it.
Fair enough. I mean, it's not going to stop me from being all like, you can talk to me about anything.
Sure.
Because then it's going to get out... Then that stuff will get out quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So...
And not everybody that you meet that has, is going to make that type of proclamation.
Sure.
So...
I don't know, but anyway, I don't want to keep talking about that. I've already vented about that in a podcast not too long ago.
Yeah.
Basically, I like training. That's I like to train, and I like to train other people. That's what I've come to the conclusion of.
Sure.
I like this.
You've had a lot of experience, your early Taekwondo classes started when you were 8.
Yeah.
5 years of that, and a couple years of fencing, and that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah. So, it's not out of my wheelhouse, per se.
No. And you have good examples. I mean,
yes.
A very, very professionally run. It was just like your foray into Wing Chun.
Oh, yeah.
When everything was...
No uniform.
Casual.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. With the Wing Chun, they did explain that the reason that they didn't do uniforms was because, Wing Chun was not meant for, competitions. It was meant for fighting in the street. And what are you wearing when you're in the street? A gi?
Right.
You're going to be wearing street clothes, so.
And most of the stereotypical fashion.
Yeah.
that you see related to these martial arts are street clothes.
Yes.
For that culture.
Yeah, for that culture.
So,
or used to be for that culture,
Yeah.
So now it's just tradition.
Sure.
I don't know. So,
So
What?
you gave any more thought to any more Wing Chun or?
Oh, no. I'm going back to the Wing Chun once I get a proper paycheck.
Right.
Because right now, I can't, I had to end the subscription thing that I didn't know was going on.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When you sign up at this particular building, they do like an auto payment, and I had apparently been paying them through the Panini that I wasn't using.
When their
auto renewal
their
thing.
facility was shut down.
Yes.
We have to make a phone call about that.
I've already broken the agreement. It's over and done with. I don't.
Or go back and say, hey, you weren't open these months, and I got charged for them. You owe me 6 months worth of training.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
So
no, it's not out of the question. I'm just like,
yeah.
So.
Yeah, you got to watch that stuff.
No, I know. So basically, I'm basically just trying to build clientele. I commit to having a clientele.
I think you'll do well.
Yes.
You keep putting the work in.
Yes.
You can't. I mean, if you keep working at it.
Oh yeah. Honestly and truly, the thing that makes me upset, and I don't know, there's another guy at the gym that I'm at. And I've met this guy a couple times. He seems to be really cool. And he has been there for about 4 or 5 months.
Uh-huh.
And he's already racking about $4,000 a month.
Really?
Yeah, or $4,000, I think. I don't know, total. So about a month, I guess. Because the way it works is any plan that you as a trainer sell, it's cut in half. Half it goes to you. So if you say you sell something worth $100, say you just do that.
Right.
You keep 50, and the other 50 goes to the house, not to the boss because she has her own clientele.
Right. To
the rent, to the utilities, to the bills, to the house.
Right.
Is what I refer to it. So he's pulling down a total of $8,500, half of which goes to the house. So he's making about $4,000. And I'm like, dude, you've been here less time than I have. You've been here less than a year. What the hell?
You'd be a good person to have a conversation with.
Yeah, I know. Next time I see him, I'm gonna be like, hey, where do you get your clients?
Or what are you doing?
Yeah, or what are you doing? Because I'll do it.
Sure.
Because I'm already going out, leaving out flyers, meeting people, getting phone numbers, but it's like, come on. You know what I mean?
Right.
So.
He might have a selling point that
I don't, yeah.
He might be wording it a certain way that.
Perhaps.
That's what you do. I mean, that's how you're successful. You find somebody that's successful in doing what you want to do, and you copy. It's the cover band.
Yeah.
You do the cover band. You do the tunes. That's how you learn your instrumentation.
Indeed.
You do songs you like.
Mm-hmm.
They're covers.
Yeah.
Somebody else wrote them. Somebody else played them. You follow those notes. You get good at playing the cover songs. And then once you learn your craft, then that's when you bring your own element into it, and that's where original music comes from.
Fair enough. And
I'm gonna tell you something. I got a really good friend of mine. He's went to high. Well, I don't know about really good. We were friends.
Yeah.
In high school, was a guitar player, and just for the longest time, he would not. He just refused to play, quote unquote, in a cover band. He only wanted to play original music.
Okay.
And the problem with trying to do that is you're constantly bringing people in.
Yes.
Okay. And you don't give the group or the unit or whatever time to gel as a group.
Yeah.
And that's how you learn each other, by playing stuff that somebody else has written or done.
Learn the style
of
the routine of it. Yeah,
that's where the original. That's where I think, from my observation, I think that's where the majority of original music comes from.
Yeah,
is once you gel as a group.
Then you can expand your horizons.
Now, obviously, there's, some people are more advanced than others.
Sure.
Songwriters.
Yeah, but even Metallica did Garage Inc.
Well, they were a cover band. They started out just like everybody else.
Exactly. And Garage Inc. is like their favorite songs they like to play together. When they were in that cover band stuff.
And that was, it was a little bit of because I remember the original Kill 'Em All.
Yeah.
Had a song on it called Blitzkrieg.
Yes.
Which is a cover. I forget who did it.
The Ramones?
No.
Oh, not that one.
Not that
okay.
one, yeah. That's Blitzkrieg Bop by the Ramones. And I can remember there being some, like I think the original release of Kill 'Em All had Blitzkrieg on it. Then it was, released in the future, and Blitzkrieg had been taken off of it because it was a cover song. But it's back on there now.
Just let it happen.
Let it happen. Okay.
Whatever. Your first couple albums, you're allowed to have a cover.
Sure. But if that's all you do, then that's something different.
Plus, there is kind of this musical adage that seems to be more true than not true. Is if your first major hit is a cover, you need to break up now and get it over with.
Well,
if you're the type.
I can remember. I mean, when you grow up, especially when you get used to songs. It's like the other day. It was a couple weeks ago where one of my coworkers, who's about 22, she was singing a song.
Yeah.
And I said, and I had heard that song.
Yeah.
And it was I named an artist, and she said, "Who's that?" I said, "That's the person that sings that song." And she said, "No, I don't recognize that name at all." Then I went and pulled the song up on my phone by the artist that I knew and showed it to her. And then that's when she realized that she was actually listening to a cover from, her favorite artist or whatever. Yes. She had no idea. And I can remember making that transition.
Yes.
From being younger to getting older and listening to music and go, well, that's a great song. And then you're like, oh, where'd that? Then you realize that
it's a cover.
Your first interaction with this song is a cover.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh, that's when it helps you really begin to understand the music industry.
Yes.
Because they just, retool.
They retool and recycle for better or for worse.
Better for worse, yeah. That sort of thing.
I mean, and here's the thing. I have nothing against cover bands because a couple of weeks ago I saw the Tool cover band, tribute band.
That must have been interesting.
Yes. Thankfully, there was no mosh pit. The place was too small for a mosh pit.
All right. Wasn't this after
the Ren Fair?
After a Ren Fair, yeah. That's just such a. Excuse me.
That's basically what my life has become now. In the past, ever since I quit the massage parlor job, that is literally what my life has become. Not per se, oh, your life is a Ren Fair that you followed with a Tool concert. Just. Here's the thing. All the years I spent doing the same thing day after day, week after week, the monotony of it, of the routine, I now have almost the complete opposite.
Oh,
where nearly every day is a brand new experience.
I can relate to that.
There is a set routine in place, but as far as stuff like going to a job, clocking in at this time, leaving for lunch at that time, and so on and so forth, that's all gone. Any structure I have it has to be self-imposed because it's not being imposed upon me.
Yeah, it really helps to have a certain level of self-discipline during that time. It really does.
Yeah.
Because you don't realize how much your life is shaped by routine created by others.
Until it's all gone.
Until you don't have that routine to follow.
Yeah, and that's literally where I'm at right now. The only routine I have is self-imposed, you see.
Right.
And right now, the only thing I've really got is just, some classes, my client that I train, the delivery stuff, trying to, get enough money to pay, like, for gas bill and for insurance. That's it.
That's it.
That's literally it.
Right.
That is my life. And now I'm like, oh my God, the freedom is overwhelming and scary at the same time.
Yeah, it's a little different.
I'm not scared I'm going to fail, because what am I going to fail at? Does that make sense?
Yes.
I'm not.
A lot of that stress we put on ourselves.
True, and I am trying to get out from under it, but it's that whole thing of the delivery thing. I can work whenever I want.
Right.
Using the delivery services stuff, I can make enough money to pay for my gas. Like, I just work a couple hours each week, and I have gas money for that week.
Right.
And a little extra, for more if I chose to work a little more. I have the one client who she's paying real good right now. When she renews, she's gonna hopefully bring someone else to share the hour. I think that's also something I need to pitch to people is, if you share the hour, it's gonna be even cheaper.
Yeah.
I think I need to start doing that.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Because one person who she says she's definitely going to train with me, she, recently broken her finger. Or not recently, a couple months ago, where she still has to wear the splint, but she can take it off, but then she just bangs into something and it hurts her finger more when she takes it off, like she's not supposed to do. And I'm like, you said you were going to train with me. Are you causing further injury to yourself so you don't train with me? Because I'll break something else. Here's the thing. It's one thing to, tell me that you want to train with me, and then all of a sudden you live too far away. You're too busy. You can't afford it. That's fine. I could work around that. It's another thing to perpetuate an injury.
Well, that's on. I'm going to tell you, that's it's buyer beware.
Oh, I know.
The buyer assumes all risk in those types of situations.
Sure.
Because you don't know. They could lie on an application and say they don't have a heart condition, but they do. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
People do it all the time.
No, I know.
You just have to go in. Obviously, you care about that sort of thing.
Yes. I've just seen it done before, and I don't appreciate it. One of my, honestly, I don't know whatever happened to her. One of my friends from high school, freshman year, when I was at the other high school before I went to the one I finished out at, and she had a ma who her ma had gotten injured on the job. And was getting workers' comp until she was healed, because that was just how their system was run. I don't know what she did, but her mom would purposefully not wear any of her splints or take any of her meds, or would take her meds, and basically would collect the workers' comp until she was healed.
Oh.
Because they paid for the hospital and the
slow down the healing process.
Yes.
Therefore,
to perpetuate it.
To continue to make.
And all she would do, here's the thing, it'd be one thing if someone were to do that and would, clean, do household chores or, be present for their family and kids.
Yeah.
But this individual would just lay in their bed all day, not interact with anybody. I never saw her mom, ever.
Really?
She never came out of that room.
Huh.
And the house was a sty, and my friend was actually now the maternal figure, cleaning up after everybody.
Right.
And it was just... So, stuff like that rubs me the wrong way.
Sure.
So, it's not personal, it's just you... Yeah.
Yeah, well, we could talk about whatever it is, and we'll figure out ways to train around it.
Sure. I would just make her do leg day and abs, not pick stuff up. Or, kettlebell stuff, where she can only use so many fingers.
I got you.
So.
Sure.
No, but...
Yeah, people got to live their life.
I know. I just
mean, that's the same thing. I mean, that's the same thing. The people that overtrain.
Oh yeah,
you're basically
fair.
tearing your body down when you overtrain.
Yes, that's true.
But people I was there.
They just can't get out from under it.
I didn't understand the concept of rest and recuperation.
No, I know. It's also kind of the thing with the lass I'm training. She's an older folk, and typically the way you train for people who I believe are 40 and over, definitely 45 and over, is they have to train one day and rest all the next day, and then they can train the next day. Meaning they can't do 2-3 days in a row like someone my age.
I don't recommend anybody does that anyway.
True.
I mean, if that's what you have to do.
Sure, but don't do it forever.
No, don't do it forever.
No,
it's not good.
If a scheduling error pops up, then that'd be something you would do, but it can't be your regular routine.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you need the rest.
Yes.
You need to let your body recuperate.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Constantly taxing your body. It can make you sick.
Yeah.
Tear down your immune system, your nervous system.
Tear down your muscles that you're trying to build.
I mean, it's
yeah.
not the best.
Yeah. People who overtrain and then they go, why is my biceps not getting bigger? How about you sleep for 3 days first, Jeff, and then see how big they get?
Well, they look at the magazines, they look at the on-site stuff. They say these professionals, but these professionals
they're so juiced up, it's not even crazy.
They're in a very strict diet. Pharmaceuticals are involved.
Yeah, the only time I believe
to
someone
potentiate recovery.
Yeah, the only way I will ever believe any person can look like a Rob Liefeld drawing naturally is if they were Russian or Polish.
There's some genetic misfits out there. I've met a few.
Yeah. If they don't have that genetic background, they're doing something.
Yeah.
You know, they're doing something it's not. It's
literally like 1%.
Yes.
They do exist. They really
do exist.
And when you
they're scary.
Yeah, when you catch one that gets on the pharmaceutical regimen, buddy.
Yeah, that's
when
basically
you're like,
the super soldier
whoa,
program.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's the person who they're basing the super soldier program off of.
Yeah, you can't. No amount of drugs can beat that.
No.
Ugh. It's like Icelanders.
Yes.
They're just big, strong people.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't.
For some reason.
You can't drug your way through that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason, Icelanders are freaking huge. Because, in Norse mythology, when Odin was fighting the ice giants, it's probably the Icelanders.
Probably the Icelanders.
Yeah. Because they're from Iceland.
Yeah.
And they're giants.
Yeah.
So
that's part of the allegory.
That's probably the allegory. Yeah.
Yeah, the ice giants. That's what I thought. Once I got older,
yeah,
because there is a fundamental real world application to these stories.
Yes.
And their race created by ice giants could be something as simple as they were descended from people from Iceland.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That type of allegory. It could be what it means.
Yeah, at some point. Like Sweden and Norway had issues with Iceland, and then they fought.
Yeah,
because they're kind of in the relative same area as each other.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't know. There might be more to it, but that's kind of where I'm just like, those are the ice giants. Have you not seen Game of Thrones? The guy, the mountain, that dude.
He's a boxer now.
What?
Well, he's trying to be anyway.
No.
He's one of the world's strongest. You just can't continue to train like that.
Yeah, he did have the stroke.
Keep that weight on.
Sure, but I'm like, that dude's too freaking huge to be a boxer.
He looks like a cartoon drawing now.
Yeah.
Because he's leaned up.
Really? Oh, is his face still paralyzed?
I don't know.
Because I remember he had that stroke, and that's why on Game of Thrones they made him wear the... Yeah.
That... kind of mess with the nerves.
Yeah,
One side of your face, usually your left.
Okay.
Causes a droop, and you can't close your left eye.
Yeah, and maybe he did get help. I'm hoping, but
I would imagine he's better now.
Yeah, because and I'm like, dude, a box, really? Really?
It's a scary thing to look at. I'm telling you. I don't know. I'm not. Obviously,
I'm looking this up.
Obviously, a boxer.
Yes.
who's trained.
Yes.
Has
that's some scary shit.
Has especially a heavyweight. You don't mess with a professional heavyweight boxer.
No. So he's eventually going to become a professional heavyweight boxer who's like 7'3", and you can only hit him in the dick, and you can't hit people in the dick in boxing. So you got
not
nothing.
in this country, buddy.
Not in this country.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, he's so tall, you can only hit him below the belt, but that's illegal in boxing.
Well, the guy that's I don't know if he still has his belt. There's a dude, the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
He's like 6'9", and he's a big boy, and he's a boxer. Okay, I've never seen. Usually, guys that size, got a little bit of skill and a lot of power, but Tyson Fury's got a whole lot of skill.
Yes,
and power.
That is true.
And he'll beat you to death before he knocks you out.
True.
Where a lot of big guys just come in swinging for the fence. They're just waiting to connect.
Oh God, they got the full fight on YouTube.
Wow. Yeah.
The Mountain versus some other guy who I can't read because it's cut off.
Yeah.
I don't care.
So.
Okay, that's the other guy.
I remember there used to be this professional football player who used to play for the Dallas Cowboys. His name was Ed Too Tall Jones, and he was a defensive end. He was about 6'8", and he got out professional.
That's not even. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm looking at this and I'm like, that's not even fair. They're on the opposite ends of the rings, and you can still tell the Mountain is too much taller than the other guy.
Yeah, the other guy looks like his kid.
Yeah. Looks like his child. Anyway, Too Tall Jones or whatever.
Too Tall Jones.
Yeah.
So he got the bright idea he was going to get into the boxing ring after he got out of professional football. And of course, he played for a team that I followed,
Sure.
Doomsday Defense in the late 70s, won a couple Super Bowls.
Yeah.
And he got in the ring with somebody that he was like a foot taller than, but this guy actually was a professional boxer.
Yeah, a boxer.
Had spent years training professionally.
Yes.
And I don't remember what part of the fight it was, but this dude just literally, because he had to almost jump up to hit him. He jumped up and he literally jumped up and just jawed him. And you don't have to have a lot of power to knock somebody out. You just got to get that shot in where you snap that head around.
Yes.
Cause that momentarily.
Sorry, further into the fight with Thor Bjornsson. Because his name is Thor now, apparently.
Yeah. Looks like if he had a muscle cramp, he would die.
Yeah. I'm listening. So he actually,
so the guy literally jumped up and caught him on the chin, but he went down like a big redwood.
Damn.
And he won and I don't think he fought much after that. But I mean, he was a big guy, and he was very athletic to be a big guy. But the science of boxing
is sound.
Is if you want to deal with somebody who knows it,
No.
and you not.
Yes.
Okay, that's only going to get you unless you're Butterbean.
Oh.
You couldn't knock that guy out if you hit him with a log, because he ain't got no neck.
Yeah, he's got no neck. He's immune.
You can't snap his head because he ain't got no neck.
Yeah. He was on Jackass one time.
I bet he was.
He and Johnny Knoxville went at it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hang on. Let me see if I can find that on YouTube.
Oh, my God.
Because I was like...
Absolutely brutal.
No. Here's the thing. It was... At first, it was, Butterbean's like, I'm on Jackass. And it was like a cat and a mouse.
Right.
He actually said, like, all right, Johnny Knoxville, you hit me one time, I'm not going to do nothing. He punched him square in the mouth. Like a bitch. And Butterbean went, oh, okay, no, okay. And then he went at him, and then John Knoxville, they interviewed him after the fight. He had to have had a concussion.
He knocked him out. He was like snoring. Like,
yeah.
Dude, I think Butterbean said something like, I want to let you feel like you actually did something or accomplished something or something. So he let Knoxville wail on him a little bit.
Found it.
And then bang.
Found it.
Oh yeah. They tried to put Butterbean. They tried to put Butterbean.
Oh, that dude just crumpled.
Yeah, he crumpled like a leaf falling off a tree. They tried to set up a fight between Butterbean and Mike Tyson back in Mike Tyson.
Oh, I want to see that.
Mike Tyson ain't that dumb.
Come on.
No way. I'm not saying Butterbean is a sideshow attraction. Okay,
sure.
He knows it. Okay,
sure.
He's not insulted by that. He's definitely an attraction, not necessarily a legitimate contender, because they're just not going to let him in the ring against anybody.
Because you can't do anything with him.
You can't do anything with him.
It's like Andre the Giant wrestling. Right. You can't do nothing with Andre.
You can do anything with him.
The only reason he lost at WrestleMania was because he had to, and he was dying anyway.
And they call it passing over or whatever.
Yeah, passing the torch. That's the only way you could have dealt with him.
Yeah, you just couldn't do anything with him.
No. Oh, okay. This is the catch. They fought in like a department store. They just showed up at a department store and just started fighting each other. Yeah. It wasn't an official ring. They're just like in. Yeah. They're just in a department store. It's Butterbean and Johnny Knoxville.
There's a lady on the phone with the cops.
Yeah. Yeah, cops. They probably called the cops first, saying like, "Oh, Jackass is gonna be filming in this location. Don't show up. Don't worry, it's us." Cops are cops are like, "Yeah, we know."
Here it is. Okay, bang. Oh, he's out. He is like a limp dish rag on the floor. Yes, sir, buddy. No, thank you.
Man,
whatever's holding Johnny Knoxville's brain
to his spine,
to the inside of his head. Why it's not, leaking out of one of his ears is beyond me.
I don't know. And like I said, he's from the Appalachia. He's too stubborn to die.
I certainly hope so. Yeah.
I hope not, because eventually it's going to be like, this guy has to go. Not go as in he's a bad person, needs to get off my planet. Go as in like, he's done enough.
Yeah, he's done enough.
Let him rest.
This last one.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it. I want to see it, but the thing is that there's a little bit of controversy surrounding it. Imagine a Jackass movie having controversy.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. Did you think of that one yourself, Margaret?
Yeah.
Anyway, the controversy... Actually, this is a very legitimate thing.
I thought it was.
No. The controversy I'm about to talk about. It's very legit.
Yeah.
They... I don't know if they did this with just this Jackass movie or they did it with the others. I hope they did it with the others, where they all signed like a legal thing saying that they will not get drunk or do drugs on set while they were doing this.
Right.
Because that would impair their judgment.
Right.
And that's liable.
It's a liability thing.
Yeah. Now, of course, these are the same guys.
I think they also had to, I think of the person that we're getting ready to talk about.
Yes.
He had to sign a very strict one.
Yes.
That not only he would have to go through drug testing.
Yes, like random drug testing.
Yeah. And he would have to, I think, part of the condition was he would have to go through rehab first.
And he just wouldn't.
He just wouldn't do it.
He either tried to do it and didn't get all the way through, or he just couldn't hack it.
Couldn't hack it or something. I don't know.
Because here's the thing. Steve-O cleaned up.
Steve-O can clean up. Anybody can.
Yeah. Bam Margera was the one that he's not in the latest Jackass movie because he couldn't hack it.
Yeah, he couldn't, whatever contract was. Well, I mean, it's not really Jackass. It's whoever's producing it.
True.
They're saying basically what they say is if you want my money to make this movie, these are the conditions.
Yes.
And so it didn't really ultimately.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously these guys care about Majera as a friend, or
obviously, because they're these are the guys who wrestle bulls for a living. But they
don't really have any control over that sort of thing.
No, they don't.
It's an insurance waiver.
Yes, basically. So I feel like that is some legit controversy. That is a legit thing.
Sure.
Because if it was something like, Johnny Knoxville threw Wee Man through a front, like a department store window, and the cops show up and the Karens were complaining, and I'm like, it's Jackass.
Sure.
shut the fuck up, Margaret.
Yeah.
Or Karen or whatever.
But, you know.
No, this is legitimate.
He couldn't follow through on the contract.
And
so he's out.
Yeah, so he's out.
So
you know what? It sucks.
And if he wants to make it personal, that's that's his business.
That's his
he didn't
business.
fight hard enough for me. You don't understand. There was no fight to be fought.
Yeah. I have actually heard a lot of Bam Margera and Jackass fans saying that the day Ryan Dunn died was the day Bam Margera also died, because they were like best friends since they were children, I think, if I remember reading correctly.
Yeah. So,
which that seems fair, but at the same time, it's like, dude, if Steve-O can clean up,
man.
Does that you see what I'm getting at?
I mean, I understand Margera's got issues.
Yes, like we all.
But if he was my kid, he would have never made it to adulthood.
Yeah.
He was just racking on his parents. I'm like, oh man, that's.
I'm just hoping that they were being paid well enough during that whole period.
There was just this really. I can remember watching in the first Jackass. There was this glee to Margera when his parent. There was this. I don't know. It was just odd. It was really strange. It was unnatural, is what it was.
Yeah.
He had this glee about him.
Schadenfreude,
about doing things to his parents, scaring them, hurting them, causing them discomfort, embarrassing them.
Yeah.
I don't know what his home life was.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that if it was that dysfunctional, we would have heard about it or seen a book about it. Something.
Yeah.
Whatever it was.
Because this whole thing of trying to get his parents to be uncomfortable or scared or hurt or something.
Yeah.
Stuff like that doesn't just fall out of the damn sky. Something happened. I don't know if the parent started it and this is like his way of revenge or I don't like to toss around the phrase bad seed, because very rarely I would say that about somebody.
Right.
Rarely I would say that about somebody.
And I would imagine that if he's sober, he's a nice guy.
I hope so.
I would hope so.
I hope so. Yes.
But I agree with you on that. There's something.
It's kind of the same reason why I find serial killers boring. Not what they did was boring, like their origin story.
Right.
Because every single serial killer.
Yeah, there's always like some really weird origin story.
Yeah. Oh, there's like one of two stories that they tell about serial killers. Like you usually get one before the other. The two origin stories of serial killers that are usually told is like just dysfunctional. There was something wrong with the mom. There was something wrong with the dad. They had a creepy uncle. They had a creepy aunt. Their cousins were sociopaths, and he just took it too far. Something.
Right.
Or he was so normal. Mom, dad, brother, sister, little white picket fence, he was an Eagle Scout. And then he just snapped, and I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah.
There is no way.
I think
something
there is
occurred.
A small percentage of people that are basically genetically maybe a sociopath. I don't know. I'm not credentialed.
No, you're not
studied enough to understand it completely, but I would imagine, just like anything else, there's a very small percentage of people that are just born that way.
Yeah, hence why I don't throw around the phrase bad seed often. Not saying sociopaths are always bad seeds,
a lot of it is nurture.
Yes.
I would say the majority of it is nurture. That's been my experience.
I believe in both, but one will sometimes have influence over the other.
Yeah.
More influence over the other.
So, but hey, I hope he recovers. Hope he gets better. Hope his life improves. You know.
I will also end this. I will also end the podcast on this.
Sure.
If there is like some kind of dark thing that that you're allowed to focus on, because for some reason people are allowed to focus on serial killers, like it's all the rage now.
Oh, okay.
I don't get it. Like, to the point where it goes from being a passive interest to, at some point, I actually remember reading up somewhere back when Tumblr was still a thing, people romanticizing the Columbine shooters. And I'm like, nope, block, denied.
Yeah. Get
that off my feed. I don't need any of that. No. I get it, but no.
Yeah, no.
Don't do that.
No. Not gonna feed that.
No.
Feed that wolf. Nope.
No, don't feed that. So, honestly, in terms of like the really macabre things that people are allowed to be interested in, which for some reason mortuariness isn't, because I've tried to talk to people about Ask a Mortician, and they're like, "Ew," I'm like, why?
But they all have like
So they
hanging
like
bloody daggers from their porch this time of year.
They got the posters of the Charles Manson and Ted Bundy and shit like that, and I'm like,
got a beheaded scarecrow on their front porch and bloody I know what you're
and I'm
about.
like, bruh. But anyway, I like cults actually.
All right.
Because it's not really, because that is more of a mystery about the origins. Because sometimes it's always a matter of how did you get from point A to B? You skipped past C and D, and now we're somehow at W.
Right.
Right. Like the Heaven's Gate and the Jonestown stuff.
Sure.
That's just the big examples. But I'm always interested in. I'm just like, what's the source? And how did you get to W?
It's like an evil Machiavellian kind of thing.
Yes.
From the leader. Yeah.
Yes. Machiavelli, yeah. I remember, I think it was someone off of the show The Office saying, you have more fun as a follower, but you make more money as a leader of a cult. And I'm like, yes.
Can't disagree with that.
I can't disagree with that. I think it was Creed. I don't watch The Office often, but he's like my favorite character.
Is that the brown-headed guy with the glasses?
No. It was the old man. That may have been a serial killer.
I have to watch that.
Might have been a serial killer. I heard that Ricky Gervais is still salty that the American version of The Office is much more popular than the UK version. And I'm like, dude, it's been like 10 years. Let it go,
He should be getting a check.
No, I know he probably is getting checked, but I'm just like, dude, let it go.
Hey, if you're getting paid,
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's not getting paid. Maybe that's why he's salty. I don't know.
I would be salty if I wasn't getting paid. That's correct.
Sure.
But
all right. I'm starting to peter out and I'm getting hungry.
Cool. I got stuff to do.
I got stuff to do, too. All right. You got anything?
I'm good.
All right, I'm good, too. All right. One of these days, we gotta... We gotta talk about that.
The one on the bottom?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Keith Richards. We're gonna talk about it because I have questions, but not today.
Not today.
Yeah. Maybe next week, maybe not. I don't know.
We'll see.
All right. Well, that's it, folks. I was your host, Bel-E.
Yow! And I was your co-host, Mr. Scratch.
And we'll see you all next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Goodbye.